In last session, we have discussed, started with crystal structure, and we have discussed two types of crystal structure, that is simple cubic and body-centered cubic structure. So continuing with the other type of structures, so in this session, so I'll be covering two more type of crystal structure, that is face-centered crystal structure, then external closed packed crystal structure. So four type of crystal structure. So what we discussed in the previous session. So two of them were discussed in the previous session. So remaining two we'll be discussing today. That is the first part I will be covering in this session. Then I'll go to the one more topic that's called as crystal imperfections. So there we'll be discussing what is imperfection, what is crystal imperfection, so and types of crystal imperfection. So we got four types: point, line, then volume defect or imperfections. So today in this session I will be covering point imperfection. So coming to the first part, that is face-centered cubic structure. So face-centered, so name itself tells that, so atom will be present on the face of a crystal structure. How will be the arrangement? So as I told in the previous session, atoms will be in cubical structure. So it will have one atom present on all the 8 corners, can observe. So one atom here, 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 and that is all the 8 corners of the cube. So that is cube will have 8 corners. 8 atoms will present in all the 8 corners, and one atom will be present on all the faces of a cube. So this is the atom that is present on the bottom face. This here, here, here. This is the atom on the face that is behind. So 6 faces, 6 atoms will be present. That is how the atomic arrangement will be there in face-centered cubic structure. That's why it's named as face-centered. So along with the atoms at the center of the cube, along with the atoms on the corners of the cube, one atom will be present on the center. So example, so if you take aluminum, copper, gold and silver. So if you study the crystal structure in these materials, so this type of crystal structure is same. So as I told in the previous session, in every type of crystal structure, we will be looking at the number of atoms present in the crystal structure, its coordination number and atomic packing factor. So coming to that particular factor, so first thing is the number of atoms present here. So this is how the atomic arrangement will be there. So 4 atoms on all the corner, 1 atom at the center of each face. So number of atoms present, that is in each crystal structure, then the number of atoms present in each individual crystal structure. So you have seen that 8 atoms will be there. So 8 atoms on all the corners. So 1/8 of its volume will be inside the unit cell. So 1/8. So if you look at this atom, so only 1/8 of it will be inside the unit cell. So 8 atoms into 1/8, plus we will be having 6 atoms. 6 atoms on all the 6 faces. So the atoms are present on the center of the 6 faces, half of its volume will be inside the unit cell. So 6 atoms, so half of it will be inside the unit cell put together. So number of atoms present will be equal to 4 atoms. Similarly, the next parameter is coordination number. So coordination number is, if for this face center, it will be 12. Then coming to the third parameter, so we'll look at this, that atomic packing factor. So as we already discussed in the previous session, so atomic packing factor is number of atoms into volume of each atom divided by total volume of unit cell. So number of atoms already we arrived as 4 atoms. So 4 into volume of each atom. So the volume here we have to consider the volume of a sphere, because atoms will be spherical in cross section. So 4/3 pi r cube. Then volume of each unit cell, as already seen that since it's a cube, it will be a cube. Now here atomic packing factor is a number. So we should get a number. So for that, either we have to express R or A in terms of either R in terms of A or A in terms of R. So for that, this mathematical steps are carried out. So consider this is the face. So this is the face. So one atom at this corner, one atom at this corner, one atom at the center, that is center of this face. So this is radius of each corner atom. This is radius of each corner atom. So we have got center atom. So that radius will be 2r. This is r, this is r, this is r. So sides, that is lattice distance is a. This is side is a. So we are consider one particular face. So this step is done not to convert r. Either we can convert r in terms of a or a in terms of r. So that is in order to this is what it shows that find a in terms of r. So if you consider this triangle, that is 4r squared, so 2r plus r, that is 4r squared is equal to, this is a, this is the right angle triangle, you can consider this as a right angle triangle. So 4r squared is equal to a squared plus a squared, that is equal to 2a squared. So simplified, a will be equal to 4r by root 2. Now substituting this value of a here in this equation, so atomic packing factor will be 16 pi r squared divided by 4 into 4r by root 2 cube. So simplifying it, that it will get as 0.74%. So it is nothing but 74%. So what this atomic packing factor means is that 74% of this total volume of the unit cell will be occupied by atoms, remaining will be empty. So we have discussed, so number of atoms present in the unit cell, its coordination number, and third one is atomic packing factor with respect to face-centered cubic structure. Next one is hexagonal close packed crystal structure. So this is the fourth type of crystal structure that is seen in case of metals. So that is hexagonal close packed structure. So here, considering the shape in all the previous cases, it was in cubical structure. So here it will be in the shape of a hexagonal prism. So how will be the arrangement of atoms in this particular type of crystal structure? So this is how it will be, hexagonal close packed crystal structure. So this is the bottom face, hexagonal face, top face, and this is the rectangular faces that is joined. So it is in the shape of a hexagonal prism. So this is the height C. This is the height of the prism. So here it is defined by C by A will be equal to 1.633. So A is once again the lattice distance, that is already known, and this is the A. So C by A ratio it is defined will be equal to 1.633. So this is how it looks, that it is in the shape of hexagonal prism. Next, how will be the arrangement of atoms? So coming to that, so you can see this here. This is the top hexagonal face. This is the bottom hexagonal face. So one atom will be present on all the 8 corners of the hexagonal face. One atom. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So bottom face. So one atom on all the 8 corners of the bottom hexagonal face. One atom at the top of the in the top hexagonal face on all the 8 corners. So along with that, so we'll have one atom at the center of the top hexagonal face and bottom hexagonal face. Along with this, we will be having one atom present on the rectangular face. We will be having rectangular face, adjacent rectangular face. So the first rectangular face atom will be present. The second it will be not. Third it will be present. So that's why it will be 3 atoms. The 3 atoms shown here in this figure. So one atom on all the 8 corners of the bottom and top hexagonal face. One atom at the center and top of the both hexagonal face. One atom on the adjacent rectangular faces. That is how the atomic arrangement will be present in hexagonal close packed structure. So one thing here it is very important is that here it will be in the shape of hexagonal prism, and atomic arrangement will be different when compared with other 3 types. So if you look at the examples, if you take cadmium, titanium, zinc, so this type of crystal structure it will be observed. So again in this hexagonal close packed structure, so we will be looking at the number of atoms present in the unit cell, its coordination number, and atomic packing factor. So coming to the first one, that is number of atoms. So here you can look at, there is 12 into 1 by 6 plus 2 into half plus 3. So how do we arrive at this? So we got corner atoms on all the corners of the hexagonal face, 6 plus 6, so 12 atoms. So 1/6 of its volume will be inside the unit cell. If you take this atom, so only 1/6 of its volume will be inside, remaining will be outside. So 12 atoms, how do you arrive at is that? So atoms present on all the corners of the bottom and top hexagonal face into 1/6 of its volume will be inside the unit cell, plus we got 2 atoms at the center. So top hexagonal face, bottom hexagonal face. So here this atom's half of its volume will be inside the unit cell. So half of its volume will be inside the unit cell. So 2 into half, plus we got 3 atoms on the alternate rectangular faces. So these 3 atoms will be completely inside the unit cell. So plus 3. So put together, so number of atoms present in the unit cell is 6 for hexagonal close packed structure. Then coordination number will be similar to your, that is face centered, it will be equal to 12. Third parameter what we look at is atomic Packie factor. So we already know what is the definition. So atomic Packie factor is number of atoms into volume of each atom divided by volume of unit cell. Now here I am considering one hexagonal face. So in that, so this is the triangle, this ABC, and this is the height A, that's BP. So these sides, you know that it will be equal to A. So one hexagonal face I have considered. So first one is volume of the unit cell I have to get here. So volume of the unit cell is nothing but hexagonal area, volume of the hexagon into its height. So I am arriving at this parameter, volume of the unit cell. So volume of the hexagonal area into height. Height we know that it is C. So I have to get the area, hexagonal area. So further simplifying, area of hexagon I have to get. So this I am considering this area, that is one hexagonal face. So that is equal to area of the triangle into number of triangles. So here you can see the 6 triangles are there. So number of area of one triangle. So by the formula, half into base into height. So half into base into height, that is A into H. H is the height. So half into base into H. Consider this right angle triangle. Suppose ABP. So half into base into height into, that is what is the area of a rectangle triangle we get. Then I have to get the area of this, consider this triangle, that right angle triangle ABP. So by mathematical arriving, so I get the value of H, that is AB squared is equal to AP squared plus BP. So AB, that is H squared, is equal to that is A squared minus A squared by 4. Simplifying, value of H I will get as A root 3 by 2. So volume of the unit cell is, that is 3 into A into H into C. So height is C here. So 3 into A into H, this area of triangle. Height is H, but we know that C by A is given in terms of 1.663. So substituting that in terms of H and substituting the value of H here further. So volume of unit cell will be equal to 4.24 into A squared. So I am arriving that value in terms of the parameter, that is A. So substituting this, coming back to the definition. So one number of atoms. So number of atoms. So already we are arrived at that it will be equal to 6 here. Then volume, once again spherical in shape, 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by A cube. So I am expressing this value of H in terms of A. So further simplifying, so it will be equal to 0.74. So one thing you can observe that, so here also I am getting 0.75, here also I am getting 0.74. Then what is the difference between this face centered and external closed packed structure? So the shape is changing, that is what you can observe. So here it is in cubical shape, here it is in hexagonal precision shape. But APF, I am getting both as 0.74%. Once again, it indicates that 74% of its total volume is occupied by atoms, remaining is empty. The next topic what we will be discussing is crystal imperfections. Now, if you take crystal, normally we tell that it is an ideal crystal. So ideal crystal is one where the atoms are arranged in a systematic geometric form. But when practically we observe the structure, so we don't have any crystal that can be called as ideal crystal. Means there will be disturbances in the arrangement of atoms. So that disturbances or defects in the arrangement of atoms is called as imperfections. So that we call as crystal imperfections. Now this crystal imperfection concept is very much useful to study the material. If everything is perfect, we cannot change the properties or we cannot change it at all. We cannot have number of different variety of properties. If we should have different properties, so there should be difference in the arrangement. So if that should be there, imperfections should be present. So though it is on the negative side, so definitely it is very much helpful to study the material. So that is called as crystal imperfection. That is the defects that are present in the arrangement of atoms within the crystal structure, that is called as crystal imperfections. So here we can have 4 types of crystal imperfections, that is point imperfection, line imperfection, surface imperfection and volume imperfection. This is also called as point imperfection, is also called as 0-dimensional imperfection. This is 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. So point is also called as 0-dimensional, line imperfection 1-dimensional, surface 2-dimensional and volume imperfection as three-dimensional imperfections. So what is point imperfection? So point imperfection is a localized imperfection that is present. If you take a crystal structure, so it is present at one particular point itself. So one particular point, not the entire region. So at one particular point, that's why it's called localized imperfections. Point, at a particular point in the crystal structure, the imperfection is present. So that is called as point imperfections. So here, point imperfections may be caused due to the impurities that are present in the metal, or it may be caused due to the one more factor, it's called as doping. So impurities, so if you take iron, so carbon will present in iron in a small amount. For iron, carbon is an impurity atom. So it has to occupy within the iron structure. Similarly, doping. So doping is one where one particular it is added to other. Example, sulfur is added, or nickel is added to copper. So when nickel is added to copper, so in case of copper, nickel is doped into the copper. So that is where once again, so copper, that is nickel atom will be doped in copper. So that is called as point imperfection. That is where imperfection is called a localized imperfection. It is caused at a particular point, or it is seen in a particular point in the crystal structure. So though it is caused at a particular point, so it will affect the crystal structure to some extent, hence we call that as imperfection. So in case of point imperfection, we got four types: vacancy, the first one; second one, interstitiality; third one, substitutional; fourth one is electronic defect. Then the second type of imperfection is line imperfection, that is called as one-dimensional imperfection. So where it has got only length, that is a set of atoms are that is dispersed, or defects are seen, or atoms are moved. That's called as along the length of the line. A set of atoms are that is moved from one location to other within the crystal structure. That is called as line imperfection or one-dimensional imperfections. So here we got two types: edge dislocation and screw dislocation. Then third one is surface imperfection. So it is a two-dimensional. So where it is called length and breadth. So the movement of atoms can be measured in terms of length and breadth. That is surface imperfections. So where we got that is three types: grain boundary, tilt boundary, and twin boundary. So these are the three types of surface imperfection that are seen in a crystal structure. And the fourth one is volume imperfections. So this zero-dimensional, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three dimensions. So it has got length, breadth, thickness, or height. We can measure that all these three parameters. So that is volume, called as volume imperfections. But all comes under the point imperfection only, where single atom gets, that is, dispersed from its particular location. So next we will discuss individually different types of point imperfections. So vacancy, first one; second one, interstitiality; third one, substitutional; fourth one is electronic defect. So coming to the first one, vacancy. Very simple thing you can understand. Vacancy means a vacant spot is created. A vacant spot is created. That itself is a defect. So when vacant spot is created, that itself is a defect. So you can see here two figures. This is one, the ideal crystal, as I just now mentioned. So we cannot have a crystal which is ideal crystal. Theoretically we can say, but practically it is not seen. So this is the crystal where vacancy is created. Then what is vacancy imperfections? So under point imperfections, the first one is vacancy. So vacancy imperfection is one where an atom from its original position, it gets displaced from one particular point. So you can see this is the ideal crystal where atoms are arranged in systematic manner, whereas in the other one, so this atom comes out from its original position. So when it moves out from its original position, a vacant spot is created. That's why it's called as a vacancy type of crystal imperfection. So a vacant spot is created. So this atom, why it comes out? So when you heat a metal, so each individual atom will have a different, that is, energy level. So we will have weak atom, we will be having strong atoms. So as if we go on heating a metal, as there is rise in temperature, so the strong atoms will not move out. If we see a weak atom, it jumps out from its original position. So when it jumps out, so a vacant spot is created. That is called as vacancy point imperfection. So here, when a vacant spot is created here, so the atoms surrounding that vacant spot, they get compressed. So similarly the next line of atom gets changed. So totally there will be imperfections seen in all entire crystal structure. So here in case of vacancy we can have one atom where it is moving out 2 atom or 3 atom. So it is not just only one atom, we can have also 2 atoms moving out, so or it can be 3 atoms also. That is about this point imperfections. Under point imperfections, that is vacancy. So where a vacant spot is created in the crystal structure due to the movement of the atom from its original position or movement of atom moving out from its original position, thereby creating a vacant spot. That is called as vacancy type of point imperfection. Then the second one is interstitalcy. Now interstitalcy, this is the interstitalcy type of point imperfection. So what is interstitalcy? Now if you look at this crystal structure, here once again 2 figures are seen. So one is for ideal crystal, second one is where the interstitial defect is seen, or it's nothing but imperfection. Now you can see in case of ideal crystal, so we can have, this is the space between each atoms. So these the atoms how they arrange. You can see this space is here, this space is here. So here once again when there is a doping, or when an atom, when suppose if you take iron, so carbon will be induced into iron. So carbon atom has to occupy the crystal structure of iron. So when that is the case, so this interstitalcy defect can be seen. So this is ideal crystal, so where atoms are arranged completely in a systematic geometric form. So this is called as interstitial space between the atoms. Now when carbon is added to iron, so carbon, you are adding carbon to iron, so carbon atom somehow it should fit into the crystal structure of iron. So it moves over the crystal structure, so it tries to occupy the interstitial space. You can see this is the interstitial atom, or you can say a foreign atom, it can occupy the interstitial space. So when it occupies this interstitial space, so the size of the carbon atom can be smaller than the original crystal structure atom, or it can be bigger in size also. So whatever may be the case, when it tries to occupy the interstitial space, so the atoms surrounding it gets disturbed. So thereby entire crystal structure there will be disturbances due to which imperfection is seen. That is called as interstitial. This is called as interstitial atom. It may be a foreign atom that is trying to occupy the interstitial space. So but once again it is occupying at a particular point. That's why it comes under this point imperfections. So at particular point or particular location the defect is seen, hence it comes under this point imperfections. Then move to third one. So third one is, that is substitutional type of it is point imperfection. So here one atom substitution type of imperfection is one where one atom gets substituted for the original atom. One atom gets substituted for the original atom. So here once again you can see 2 figures. This is for the ideal crystal. So this is for the substitution type of defect seen. So as usual, ideal crystal, all the atoms are arranged in a systematic geometry form. So you can see this is the arrangement. So when there is this substitutional defect, you can see that. So once again here different materials will be added to other. Why we add to, suppose if we take iron, we can add different metals into it. So why it is added? In order to change its properties. So you can see this here, this is the copper. To copper, zinc is added. So copper is the original crystal structure to which zinc is added. So you can see this. So this is the original copper crystal structure. So to which zinc is added. So when you are adding zinc into copper, so crystals of that is zinc should occupy within the crystal structure of copper. So where then in such cases, so it looks at the tries to look at the space where empty space is there. Now here it is made up of copper atoms, but all copper atoms will not have the same energy level. So some may be weak, some may be strong. So zinc atom that is induced into copper, it tries to move where it can occupy the space. It occupies the space where weak atoms are there. It substitutes for the weak copper atom and it occupies that position. That's why it's called a substitution. It is substituting the original atom. So all copper atoms will not have the same energy level. Energy level will be varying from individual atom. So it will substitute only in the position where the weaker atoms are present. So here we have seen copper and zinc, where zinc is added into copper. So zinc atom occupies the it substitutes the position of copper atom that is there originally in the copper crystal structure. So that's what is called as substitution atom. So here also the zinc atom, that is substituted atom, can be smaller in size or it can be bigger in size. So whatever may be, if it is smaller in size, the surrounding, immediately surrounding atoms gets compressed. So if it is bigger in size, so these are moved out. So once again the next line of atoms surrounding it, it gets disturbed. So totally we can say that there will be imperfections over the entire crystal structure. But once again it is seen at particular point. So that's why it comes under this substitutional. It is not seen, so the defect is originated at particular point itself. It gets originated in the particular point. So hence it is coming under the point imperfection. Then the last one is electronic defect. So when electric current is passed through a metal, so the current should, if it is a good conductor of electricity, it will pass through it. So when current is passed through it, so the atoms that are present in the original structure, it gets moved from one point to other. That is called as electronic defect. So here also one individual atom gets displaced, not the entire atom. So that's why it comes under, as I told, the other name what we call is zero dimensional. So zero dimension. So when current is passed, so we call that a good conductor of electricity only when current easily passes through it. That is where the atoms gets moved from one point to other. So that is called as electronic defect. So these are the four types of point imperfections: vacancy, interstitia, substitutional, and electronic defect. So in all the cases, it is a localized imperfection that is seen. So at a particular point, so vacant spot is created by movement of atoms in case of vacancy. Interstitia, so in this interstitia space, so where the foreign atom tries to occupy the interstitial space. Third one, substituting, where once again foreign atom trying to substitute. You can see the difference here. Here it occupies the interstitial space, here it is substituting for the original atom. So that is called as substitutional atom, substitutional imperfection. And the last one is electronic defect. So these are the four types of, that is, point imperfection.